Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, hello. So, welcome everyone to our first attempt at doing this silliness. um, and I wanted to share a little bit with what are we trying to do here. And the short of it is that there's some skilling up that everyone always needs to do, and there's a certain amount of, well, why don't we let people kind of hang out with us and skill up with us? So that's what this stream is all about. Is initially we're going to be focusing on one fictional company and working our way through your first 20 hours to do a lot of setup stuff and kind of talk about what this is. But this is also a continuation of something that we've talked about once or twice in past streams, which is we kind of want to make demo a bunch of different purposes. So back in 2020, I was doing some live streams where I talked about the idea of it would be awfully nice if we had some community generated demonstration data where we could show all the individual bits and pieces of the system. And that would be something that we could share with the world. And so the idea originally was, let's make something that has a whole bunch of different features to it. First and foremost, let's have multiple companies focus them. The Kronos environment is something that has been with us for an awfully long time. Microsoft's invested in the past 2 or 3 years into starting to uplift and do some of these things as well, and making some of the new Contoso software that are pretty great pieces. So what we wanted to do with the original idea was generate these demonstration companies using an app, making this a thing that we could deploy, making it something we could use as part of a test fixture. And we wanted to be able to have like rich event hooks to allow you to do ISV and product demonstration toolkits. And try to create a lot more data to go with things. And Microsoft is kind of following some of these vision points as well with Contoso, and they're going to, from what they've talked about publicly, like there are still more areas where they're going to build that up. And I think they've done a great job. However, I still think there's value since we're working on doing some upskilling in-house on the team. We're going to do this anyways, because I think there's benefit and value to it. So what we've come up with is a variety of families of companies, and people chuckle over the name, but hey, if you're smiling, your mind is a little more open, right? So what we have is we have a variety of like pet supply and helpful companies around some different odds and ends. So we have the parent company, What the Floof, which has underneath it 4 companies. The Plays the Thing, which is a more typical buy and sell supplier. We have All You Can See that does custom fish tanks and things like that. Eyes Your Feast that does food, and Pet Plethora that does larger warehouse style transactions. So just breaking this back down a little bit, What the Floof is going to be the parent company. You're going to see today that there's basically a unified chart of accounts that they're going to have for all of the different sub companies. They're going to share that chart of accounts among all of the different entities. So that unified, it's easier to do consolidations and all that sort of thing. But the parent company will have intercompany setups and all that sort of thing. The Plays the Thing, this is going to be where we're going to start today. And this company will do a lot of selling pet beds, toys, various other suppliers. We're going to do lots of little transaction-y stuff, forecasting budgets, drop shipments. We're going to be looking into the idea of some assemble to order type logic around some monthly loot box type things. And as mentioned, All You Can See, they're going to do custom aquariums. They're going to do this via projects with resources, offering warranties. We're going to do service management pieces. The Eyes Your Feast, this is going to be manufacturing, producing pet foods across multiple locations and work centers. We're going to need to do some item tracking stuff. pet plethora, going to do wholesale type stuff. We're dealing with fulfillment centers in lots of regions, and we're going to be doing all the fun pieces of warehousing, including some of those different elements. So the process from here is we're going to move through this, and we're going to do one company at a time. And Mark and Venus are going to take you through the experience of building the company up one company at a time with master data and setups, some transactions. We're starting out with a US area company, but the goal will be to build that up over time. And so our target one is the plays of the thing. It's a great little starter. It aligns nicely with your first 20 hours, which is going to be how we're going to start. And the goal is, from an empty company, we want to set up all the things necessary for a GL. We want to set up customers, vendors, items, all the posting groups that we need for these things. And then we're going to do transactions. So, I created a little bit of a fictional story about the company, of what they're doing and who's playing all the different roles, and we'll bring that in later steps of all the different people of who does what, because it helps to have an idea of, like, Samantha's going to release this and Brian's going to execute on. It helps to build the story. So later we'll do some narrative pieces looking at the different product team and all the different things that they're working through. We don't need to dive too deeply into it today. But we're also going to be starting today with an existing chart of accounts, which we'll take a look at shortly. Some customers, vendors, items, and bank accounts need to happen, and all that fun stuff. So just to bring Mark and V more into the conversation, this is, just to remind the audience, it's a learn along. Mark is a fantastic developer who I've worked with for 20 years and knows a lot of the ins and outs of BC, but I haven't put him too often in the hot seat of, here, go implement a company.
I've done it, but it's been a long time. So a good as anything, doing one of these is just a great refresher for, just trying to remember, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I can't do that until I do this type of thing. So, yeah, I can do this.
And Venus has been coming along and learning lots about BC operations as we've been doing some of the projects together over the past year and a half, of all sorts of different things. But there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn, and it can be overwhelming. Yeah.
Well, unless I can teach something, I'm still a newbie. I will always be a newbie.
So out of this, what folks are going to help kind of set the expectations, Mark and V are knowledgeable in different parts of the system. Mark, with lots more experience, is going to be kind of lead the way, but this is a learning experience. This is, if we were to start a BC implementation today, it just happens to be a fictional company, so we can do fun stuff like make things up. But if we were to start this over today, what would we be doing? What are some of the things that we need to think about? And the goal is going to be getting things where we're creating the company today, and we're going to follow along with your first 20 hours, which is in the beginning steps. We need to create some posting groups, some setup stuff. We've got some master data lined up. And then theoretically, we're going to get to, posting beginning balances and all that fun stuff. Not all of this do we have ready. So just to share some of the things that I was cooking up for the team here. For example, we have absolutely created, if you're familiar with Amend in your first 20 hours, then this layout is going to be real obvious to you. There is a data import wizard that helps you import your GL accounts, your customers, vendors, and your items just to get your master. But in your first 20 hours, we talk about setting up some of the posting groups first, so that way we can create some of the different templates and things like that. I thought I would share because it's about the process as much as it is the product. So, when we're talking about creating a fictitious company, I went ahead and created lots and lots of, very pet related data and all this sort of stuff. Did I sit here for 45 minutes and line after line after line to create all these? Gosh, no. For those of you who know, I tend to do classes on how to be more efficient. And I'm going to give away, one of my secrets today as part of how I do this. Hey, you know what? ChatGPT, we're going to create some fictional product data. I need pet supplies that we would buy and sell, like beds and brushes and treats. And I need a CSV in the EU format, clarifying that. What are the columns of data that I need, and what are the things that I would expect to see in those columns? And by writing a narrative story for what are some of the things I need, like explain base unit of measure should be each for items, but other valid options could be box, kilograms, unit weights and stuff like that. Some test it at the end here. You know what? Give me 3 samples to validate the result of the request. Well, we're talking supplies. So dog bones. Okay, it was cat beds, parrot perch. Okay. And I then could and customer side, where, give me fiction to see, give me fiction, and what are some of those columns? Describe what sort of expect you see in that. And voila, we got ourselves a whole bunch of demo data. So Mark and V will be taking this import file, just like we would, or there's no schedule or timeline of this. So we'll see how the pace will jump in here and there, again, to cover different pieces. For example, Mark, so you're aware, the demonstration chart of accounts that we've built is just like we would get from a customer, where they don't,
Sure.
BC has the wonderful feature for begin and end totals, but most customers starting out to go onto BC don't have those baked into their chart of accounts. So as a result, the nice little demo one we've got to work with here is just all set to posting for the most part. So there'll be some opportunities to massage and improve this data.
Massage the data.
Yeah, massage the data.
Sounds
So for those of you, first 20 hours, the goal of the book is that you start with an empty company, and in 20 hours approximately, you get to the point where you can do transactions. And so if you want sparebrain.com/books, you can download the part 1. It has chapter 1 all about the UI of BC. So that way you never have to explain what a fact box is to anyone ever again. But where, Mark, I'm going to hand things off to you, is in part 2,
Sure.
which is all about the building your foundation of, we start right off in part 2 with the first part is, and for those of you who've ever set up or not set up Business Central before, one of the challenges is you almost need the posting groups to exist and the templates to point to the posting groups, so that way when you import your master data, things get connected up in the right way. But the posting groups can't point to the GL accounts yet, because one of the steps that you need to do is to import your GL accounts. So there's a little bit of a circle here. So our beginning part that I'm going to be handing off to Mark in just a moment will be, you define the business groups, the posting groups, as you're going to have them, without specifying how they connect to the chart of accounts initially. So that way you're able to create all of your templates, and then you can come back and make those connections to the chart of accounts. We're getting from our fictitious customer just some lovely basics in that import file, where it is the chart of accounts, customers, and items and vendors. We have not created yet opening balances for any of things like bank accounts or inventory or anything like that.
Yep.
I'll be surprised if you get that far today to do opening balances, but other odds and ends to keep things simple. I'm thinking that we'll do just a standard operating or checking bank account. Just keep it simple, just one bank account to start with.
Okay.
And for inventory costing, I think we'll continue to keep it simple. All the items should probably just be FIFO type things. So
Would
that
make
way
sense.
so that way you guys don't have to deal with the nightmare of average costing in company number one. I think we'll save that for the manufacturing company, where we're already going to have lots of fun.
Your idea of fun and my idea of fun are two totally different things, dude.
Absolutely. And one of the things that, as we're going on, I'm mostly going to step out until we come in to talk about specific objectives. Mark can always hit me up for questions, just like anyone doing an implementation can pause and ask the customer, wait, what are the usual terms that we give to customers? Are we immediate, or are we net 30? What are some of those? So there are going to be lots of little things that we're going to be making arbitrary decisions about as we're rolling through this.
And one of the most important things to especially within the
And
first 20 hours is that you can go back and change things. It's not, you can do imports, a couple of times if you need to, and it doesn't impact anything until you start doing actual transactions.
absolutely. And when we get to the point where you're ready to test the company and do some of the test transactions of, can we do buying and selling and all that fun stuff, a copy of the company at that point.
Oh yeah.
So that way you still have your nice setup database, just like you would do in an implementation anyways.
Yeah.
And later on, just to give you a sense of the amount of overthinks that I tend to do
Sorry.
with everything. You have a system using which parts. While we're going for getting your first 20 hours, the basic transactions and all that sort of, eventually we're also going to build on that. We're going to add currency stuff. We're going to add approvals. So the place of the thing will have more features and things like that. But let's make sure we've got a foundation first, right?
Sure.
Okay,
Alrighty.
what I'm going to do then, Mark, you share your screen. I will bow on out of here, and you have your briefing, you have your BC, you have your first 20 hours, and you've got a BC, an audience to watch you type Payable, because I know how I can always connect to how well do I type.
Yeah. All right, man. Okay.
All right. Well, good luck.
Anyway, so the very first thing. Oh, now he's gone. Oh.
There were two.
How are you doing, B?
Good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm very much stressed, actually. I'm nervous. That's the word, nervous.
I don't think you need to be nervous because one of the things that we're going to be doing here is with, like I kind of mentioned earlier, any of this stuff, if we need to, we can undo it or make a copy or do things in the background that, hey, well, guess what? When we imported the chart of accounts, we totally did it wrong. Nah, That's okay. We can fix it. The biggest problem, we just can't fix it if we start entering transactions, because then all of a sudden we have an issue with, or potentially have issue of the GL register being, kind of locked at that point and things like that. But even then, you can most of the time back out transactions and things like, and keep going
Hmm.
if it just makes your data look a little not as clean, but that's okay. We don't have to worry about that. Well, first thing we need to do is I think we need to create a company here. What do you think?
I think that's a good start.
Yeah. Companies. And I am going to go ahead and use the nice little new, oops, no, that's not what I wanted to do.
Breathe.
There we go. Let's try that again. There's this nice little create new company wizard that I've actually never used, because the last time I did this didn't exist. But that's okay. All right. So we have our new company, and we are starting with the plays the thing, if I remember correctly, right?
Well, the chart of accounts that we have is more like built for the parent company. And I don't know if you talked about this with Jeremy, is that we were saying that we can use this chart of account for the parent company. And then when we're doing the smaller companies, they can pick and choose from which accounts they can use from it.
Okay, well, having a shared chart of accounts for all companies is kind of, that's happened. I've seen that before. Um, why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and start off with this one, and
Okay, yes, the place the thing is where we start.
oh no, hold on. Somebody's watching us in the background, because
Uh-huh.
I just got a
Uh-huh.
message. No. We want to do plays the thing first. All right, fine.
Okay,
Somebody's spying on us.
I wouldn't go with spying since he's still listening. I would go with monitoring.
I'm monitoring. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be a create new, no data, because we were going to go ahead and set that up. This is obviously going to be, because we're using what's called CDX,
Mhm.
that provides demo and training material item. Microsoft does this to go ahead and allow you to do demos and things, or trials, so that you can see and try the software before doing this. It says you'll be able to use this company for a 30-day trial period. We can get a license if we need to later for that. That's not a problem. Okay, so they want to say, hey, what are we going to add users or remove users from this company? I'm going to skip this because of the fact that it is indeed, um, uh, sorry, we only have one login for it, so we don't have to worry about that. And we'll click finish. And this will take a few minutes to create this company. And I am going to go ahead and I was taking a look at this import data that we have. And I noticed that there is no. I see that the posting groups and things like that are not here. So, not in there. So that's fine. We can go ahead and do that. Yeah, this is the biggest. This is kind of the. It takes a little while for this to kind of go through, and
It's thinking. Give it
it's
time.
thinking. Yeah. The interesting thing is that it's a lot easier to do that in PowerShell
Uh-huh.
than it is for anything else. But okay, so now that we have the plays the thing, we can go ahead and go up to here, and we can switch. Oh, that's not the one I was looking for. There you go. And we have got our Braider company in here as well. But this sandbox, you know what? I'm gonna need to refresh because it doesn't see it just quite yet.
Just not cooperating, isn't it?
It's because we just created the company. This little thing up here goes, I don't know what happened to it.
Uh-huh.
See, there we go. And now we can switch to that new company. And it's now thinking that I am pulling us off onto a different thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can do it this way. Open up a new tab and try to do it that way. Yeah, all right. Now, are you going to actually let me switch? No, you're going to go ahead and do it as a...
You want to try to changing it from the my settings?
Well, the problem is, well, no. That's what we could try doing it that way too. But I think it's a kind of like it's a more of a login issue because it thinks that I'm under a different profile. So it's trying to open up a new window and it's not grabbing my profile information properly. But that is a good, come on. I need that top thing so I can get now. So let's go to my settings and maybe I can tell it to, yes, I want to cancel. Okay, let's try this again.
Yeah. Come on, cooperate.
There we go. It thinks it's in there. Let's try this, and let's see if it'll let me do it this way or if it will open. Yeah, okay. So now it's not opening up a new window here.
Yay!
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Yes, I know. I want to cancel the auto setup wizard. Nope.
No. That's the wrong one.
That's not what we're trying to do here.
Come on, BC, cooperate, please.
Nah, I
don't wanna.
Okay. It wants us to go through this terms and conditions stuff, and it wants to initialize and do all of that, and I didn't realize that that's what it was actually trying to do. That's my fun. That's my fault. All right, there we go. That's better. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, so the first thing we want to do here, company. I'm going to go ahead and do this first. Where is our company? Company information. Ta-da! Yay! So, I mean, frankly, this is I didn't see this as part of the first chapter that Jeremy was talking about, but it would help if we did actually have company information in here. The plays, the thing. And let's make let's give it an address. Since this is located in this demo information is in the US, I'm going to make it 58249 Ridge Street. Where do we want to make it?
I don't know. I've never been.
Oh, yeah, there's not any of that information in there either. Do we have any cities? Nope. Okay. Let's go. Let's make it.
You want to try Massachusetts?
Penn's Landing. Penn Landing and 18094. Okay, country region code. This is This is obviously we're going to just make this US, and then we can make sure that we get all the ISO ISO codes and everything else, and all the other countries in as an import in a little bit, after a while. Okay. Communication, numbers, phone numbers, things like that. We can always go ahead and do a little later. Payments, we're going to need the bank name and stuff, but since they haven't created that, we'll come back to this as well.
Okay.
I think that Jeremy also said we weren't going to worry about tax just yet, so we'll go ahead and I'll skip this. But normally, I at least want to get or at least I normally get in the name, the company, the address, the zip code, things like that, just so that we have a little bit of basics to kind of go ahead and go with. Also, the one thing I always like to do. No, God, that's what I'm looking for, is the company badge. The company badge puts a little bit of a information header up here, so that we can go ahead and know what one that we are, what company we're in. So I'm going to call this here ABC demo. Oh, and of course I don't actually have I only have so many characters, but that'll work. That'll show up the next time we go ahead. Oh, there it goes. It did it automatically.
Soccer ball emoji.
Oh yeah, I could. I forgot about that. So,
and it's called football.
No, it went back to they went back to this. Why does this go back?
It doesn't like you.
It does not like me, not at all. Oh, not what I wanted. Let's go back to here, see if it'll let me switch it at least. Yes, now it's letting me switch, and that's not a. Okay. Yep. At least it's there now. Okay. That's good. That works. Okay. So So the best thing that we can do next is then go ahead and create our first posting groups. There's 3 different kinds that we need. There's the general business posting group.
Yeah.
Business posting groups. And so we'll start with those. Now, this is one of the things about US-based companies. We can go ahead and do. I'm going to open up a new tab here for this. In general, many of the standard demo set of data has a good brief set of posting groups. And I normally go ahead and start with those, and then we can modify them later if we need to. But here's the general posting groups, and this is a world one, domestic. Ooh, I don't know if this is Kronos USA.
See, when you opened that, when you had the list of all the groups before, it had stuff about VAT. So are you?
Well, yeah, I don't know. This doesn't look like. I'm wondering if when we created this is still thinking that it's a European one rather than a US. So let me go back to this. Let's go back to this other sandbox. It's possible that. And let's go ahead and do this. Let's go back to posting groups. Yes, he still says VAT.
See,
yeah, I'm wondering.
VAT. It's that VAT isn't that Europe specific?
Yeah, that is. But there's a couple of different reasons why that might be happening. One could be. That's not what I wanted there. One could be that even though it says we have it as Kronos, and these are regions. Yeah, I'm not sure why this particular batch of demo data is still considering it as VAT rather than tax.
Does the time zone make a difference?
I don't
Because
think
it says,
so. It's not the time zone that I think
mhm.
is the problem here. Um, hmm, that is very interesting. I'm wondering if it's due to uh, where it was created and it's limiting us to something else, or it's importing a different. When this got created, it imported a different version of the demo data file. Um, that's interesting. Let's take a look at extension management just to check on something. If worst comes to worst, we'll go ahead and just use VAT instead. Okay, so we just have that stuff in there. I'm not seeing what I was looking for. Okay. Let's take a look at general ledger setup here. And so now this says US dollar with this tax. See, now look, it says tax here and tax posting setups, but it says the VAT
business posting groups. Why is it saying VAT?
I don't know.
Is it bipolar? Is it what
It
is
might
it
be.
doing?
Yeah, I mean, because this is going right to our VAT stuff that what we were thinking. But
Schizophrenia.
yeah, look, yeah, all the captions are still saying that. Huh. That's really weird. Okay.
Okay, shall we go back to the place, the thing, and try to figure out how to do the gen posting groups?
Well, we are still in the place the thing.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
thought we were in the US.
Well, yeah.
US.
Well, I have both of them up here.
Okay.
I've got this one over. You can have multiple companies open with multiple tabs.
Okay.
That's nice. That's helpful. Okay. Jeremy just goes, I swear I'm not messing with you. I don't know what's going on either. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and since normally with the Chrono when I normally go ahead and set up the posting groups, I normally use the default of what the in whatever country I'm supposed to actually be working with, their version of the posting group setup. We could do a couple of different things in order to go ahead and get that kind of update that as if we need to. Once again, this isn't really a huge deal if we need to rename them or reset them at some other point. Because we're not going to be posting anything for a while. So what I'll do off camera later is I'll go ahead and I'll create a Docker container with what we know as the real US one, and I'll update those posting groups at that point with that information. And just to make sure that it's somewhat standard, standard for US, I should say. But for right now, let's go ahead and just go and use the ones that we have here for these. That way we can continue on and we can go ahead and update it later. So, all right. So we have, we'll just do this since nobody really wants me to go ahead and watch how I create a Docker container. Posting groups, general business posting groups, domestic. Yay. And then we will use an EU. It should have copied both of these rows, but maybe it didn't. I'm not sure why it did. It's
really
it's just doing one row. It's just being difficult.
It's really not cooperating with you today.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't like me. Oops, wrong one. Delete that one. I don't need that one. I wanted this one. Come on, you.
I don't wanna.
Yeah, it doesn't wanna. It doesn't wanna. A lot of people go ahead and go, well, why does it take development so long to go ahead and do a setup? This is the reason why. Okay, so we actually have the actual codes at this point, or at least the ones that we'll use at this, to start off with. We'll also need some VAT posting groups. Well, the other tax.
Tax setup?
See tax setup is different.
Why is it saying VAT?
Yeah, see? So here, once again, this is tax posting setup, which is
posting groups.
To be fair, VAT posting groups and tax posting groups use the same pages and tables. So that I'm not surprised at. But okay, so let's do the same here. We can just tax setup. Okay, so this is not set up here, which is interesting. Tax report setup, tax returns. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing some of the differences here for that. Okay, so for VAT posting setups, normally we have. Once again, we have this here, business.
Hey, you want to check the manual? We have it step by step in the manual.
Yep, I do. I've got it up here. I'm just going here. So this is, once again, domestic. I'm just making sure I'm spelling everything correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, domestic is not. Did I spell that right? No, I did not spell that right.
Domestic.
Yeah, domestic. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's better. I like copy and paste. And export. Okay. And in general, for the product posting groups too, we're going to use this we'll use the standard things that we have here, which is exclude or non-VAT.
Mm-hmm.
VAT 12, which is 12%.
Yeah, it's not filling in the description.
Yeah, I saw. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
It does not want to cooperate with you today.
It's okay. I'll beat it in the submission later. VAT 25%. And then VAT 6, although most people don't use VAT 6. I haven't seen that used very, very often. I've seen it also where there's other VAT types too, but
yeah, VAT only.
Mm-hmm. And this is very dependent upon your region and your country. So, okay, so now we'll go ahead and we will fill in domestic with VAT 12, domestic, VAT 25, domestic, VAT 6. EU, most of can have its own VAT. Export is not going to be VAT only. This is going to be exclude. Just for some setup in here at this point. Yeah, see, this is the tax identifier and the tax percentage. So we'll do 12. Or what's going to go ahead and... Oh, because it's wanting the actual tax like identity. We'll just do it this way. That 25, that 6.
But only.
Once again, this is many times dependent upon your country or region. So check onto those settings for yourself before going ahead and taking what I'm doing as gospel, for lack of a better word. Okay, so we have some tax posting set up here for the posting groups for tax. So then, let's see, general posting groups. And this is the general business posting group. General business posting groups. Okay, we do have all of those. That's good. And now we can go ahead and say, okay, how does this link to our VAT posting? And export. There we go. Oh yeah, that's right. We have the intercompany one too. Oh, darn it. Accidentally closed it. And since we will be using intercompany later, might as well get that one set up now. But that will not have a default that we need to work for. Okay. Another posting group. General business product, sorry, for items.
Product posting group?
Yep. Oh, nope. That's the wrong screen. General product posting. Product, not production. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we're just going to do miscellaneous with that. And we're going to, let's go ahead and do this. Choose 25 and then no VAT. All right. So no VAT. Exclude. Okay, good. And then we're going to have goods, which is just general goods. And this is also going to be VAT 25. Okay, excellent. Okay. Now that was general ledgers and some item stuff. Let's get our customer posting group set up. And once again, since we're doing this as an EU type thing, just for right this now, we're just going to want to have domestic, EU, and export. Once again, we'll get these once we actually have some chart of accounts in there. We'll actually get the account set up for that. Let's get some more information in here. Okay, so that should work with that. And vendor. And once again, same stuff. Domestic EU. That's not EU. And yes, go away. I know. There's no records in here yet.
It's quite determined to make every step you take as challenging as possible.
Yep, of course. Vendor. I'll use this. That's okay.
Oh,
Excellent. And finally, inventory posting groups.
are you sure it's final?
I didn't say it was final. I was just saying, finally, we're getting to that. All right. Oops. Normal, standard, inventory, TOR, offerings, and then seasonal. Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna need a warehouse too, or locate.
Yes. Is it?
Uh,
One.
so new. What should we name our warehouse location? Or like our
Warehouse location. As creative as possible.
The play's the thing. So maybe
The warehouse is the thing?
nah, pet toy box. How's that sound?
Okay, there's a suggestion.
Oh, there's a suggestion. I'm sorry, I haven't been looking at the.
Hamlet nerd joke. Okay, I don't get it.
Hold on, I've got 3 multiple screens open and. Okay.
Is that Elsinore?
Hamlet nerd joke. Oh, okay. I have to admit, I'm not quite sure I get the joke either. I understand Hamlet, but it's been a while. But yeah, we'll use it. It's fine. Okay, let's go back to this. All right. Oh, yeah, so all we really need is this stuff. We can put in an address and stuff like that later. And if we need to have bins or anything else, we can go ahead and do that, later on. Right here. Oh, accounting periods. Yes, that's next. Where's my create year? Oh, it still wants the starting date. What do we want as a starting date? Because I know that many in the UK, many people use like April 1st through the like March 30th, or do we just want to use it as the 1st to the 31st for a calendar year?
For the calendar.
Well, let's just do a calendar year. I mean, I guess that's just going to be.
It's easier to keep it for a calendar year.
12 months. Great for fiscal year printer. Well, we don't actually have to do this. This is. Oh, did I click schedule? Didn't mean to. I did click schedule. Did not mean to do that. So there we go. That'll work. Okay. After we've got that, we'll need number series set up too. Looks like we've got some default ones in here. Yeah. So we'll need customers at least. Go ahead and do this. Starting date. T-1. Oh, that's not what I meant to do there. Huh, that's interesting. T-1. That's really weird. All right, never mind. It's not that big of a deal. Just was going ahead and trying to see why the D wasn't working. But, you know. Okay, so there we go. Put in some sort of warning to let us know if it's getting to ending number must have a value. Oh yeah, that would help now, wouldn't it? There we go. Excellent. And yeah, in case we need to delete ones, that's fine. Okay. I'm not going to go ahead and set up all of these just right now, but we should definitely set up items.
Yeah. Vendor also.
Yep, vendor would be a good one too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's get vendors. And that would be today, and we would go ahead and do vendor 1, 2, 3, 4, vendor 9999, and a warning number at V900. Yeah, and there we go. And the nice thing is too is that, you know, BC will yell at us when we if we need one, it'll go ahead and go, well, wait a minute. So contacts would probably be a good one too. Come on. Today, let's go with CT for contacts. 1, 2, 3. Let's go with 4. Let's go with 5 this time because we could have lots more contacts than that. And the warning number CT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And we will allow gaps again. Okay. Any other ones do you think that we need here?
As initial as this is, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And like I said, BC will go ahead and yell at us. So if we are missing one, so okay, cool. Alrighty, that's good.
We can add. Do you want the default numbers? What is default numbers?
Oh, I just didn't select them yet. That's all.
We can add more number series in the future if we feel like we need it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we will need more number series things for like purchase orders and purchase credit memos and sales orders and sales credit memos and archive stuff. And we'll need a lot more. But going ahead and at this stage, we can go ahead and skip it just for right this second. Okay. And frankly, this is again one of those times when importing or copying it from from the demo data is extremely helpful because of the fact that it will go ahead and generate that for us as a huge list rather than going ahead and trying to set it up manually every single time. So let's go ahead and at least get these in here, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Next. What else? Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's go with let's get ahead our general ledger setup here. And general ledger setup, allow posting dates from and to. Okay, one of the things that's interesting about this is that many clients will go ahead and set this on a monthly basis in order to block users or block mistakes possibly from happening when you're doing postings. Well, I'm not going to set this now. But at least at this point, it would be good. It's nice to just point that out because that's extremely handy if somebody doesn't know that. We would like to, let's see, yeah, important bits. About rounding precision looks good. Rounding type. The zip code in city. Let's show more so we're not, messing around. Show amounts. This is a great one. A lot of clients will go ahead and go, well, wait a minute, our accounting will go ahead and want us to see the debit and credit or amount debit and credit. I normally like to set this to all amounts because that'll give you like an amount column and a debit column and a credit column. And it makes it really easy to go ahead and see the accounting or the ledgers a little bit easier. So I like that. But that is a personal and a client opinion. And luckily, though, it can be changed at any time. It's just basically a show hide piece of functionality. Okay, so LCY code is USD. Local currency symbol is, that autofill that in for us. That's nice. Nope, that's good. Just looking at, like bank account numbers we'll have to fill in. You know what? That is one that we don't have yet. So let's go ahead and make up a bank accounts posting group. Not posting group, I'm sorry. Come on. Bank account numbers. Bank accounts. Come on. There you go. Starting today. Bank accounts. I'm just going to use 2 there. 3 characters, mainly because I have never seen clients with more than maybe say 20 bank accounts. But that'll give them almost 1,000 in case they need it. Oops. Default numbers, and I think I forgot to click on the allow gaps, and I forgot to click. No, that was something else. Okay, cool. All right. So now that we have that there. Record adjustment doc numbers. I'm going to skip that for right this second. That is, well, I don't think we'll necessarily need that until later. Deposits. I'm not sure how far we're going to go ahead with the whole banking system, but I'll put in deposits in here too. If I spelled deposits right.
It's not a spelling competition, I promise you.
Well, yeah, it is going to annoy you. Oh, no, wait a minute. We do have deposits here already. Cool. Never mind. We don't need this. I just missed it. Okay, cool. All right. What do we got here? No. I think that's good for right now. Okay. Oh, global dimensions.
Ooh, fancy.
I don't know what we would like to. Do we want to use global dimensions? This is one of those things that is a client thing. Global dimensions are used for tracking specific pieces of information, and mainly for reporting. We can use these to go ahead and say, maybe track. Oh, okay. Well, we would like to track all of our cat toys at our balls, or so we might have a product, kind of like a product dimension code, or we can use actually product codes for that too. But so a bad example, but we could use it to go ahead and do some tracking um, uh, the detailed tracking for reporting and finance and some other finance options. Let's go ahead and we'll let V. Could we make a note to go back to the client, i.e., Jeremy, to go ahead and ask about dimensions and what we would like to use for dimension, and if dimensions need to be across all companies, because having if we're doing some intercompany stuff later on, have will in most cases, depending upon how we're going to use those dimensions, those will also need to be synced through the system or through all companies. That's just reporting stuff and application. I think we're okay with not needing. We'll need to deal with payment tolerances maybe later, but payment tolerances are used to go ahead and say, hey, if you pay, if it's within a couple of pence or cents or crown, or what are we, if they pay us $1 over or $1 under, how are we going to handle that type of thing? So, all right, good for right this second. Decimal places. Okay, so let's set up purchases and payables next. The one place in BC that it uses the ampersand sign, and of course I can't find it on my keyboard. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Invoice rounding. Create item from item number. Oh yeah. Item. I don't know. Captive and named entries. So anything in here that we absolutely need to have set up. Default posting date is work date. Combine if we can. Vendor numbers. We need to go ahead and get the vendor number in here. Okay. So it is going to, let's go ahead and get our invoice numbers in as well.
Okay.
Purchase invoices. And close. And we will make sure that that's a default. And this is posted purchase, so we'll do the same.
Now, the setup is a very tedious, long process.
Yeah, and it's good to set it up. It's good to set it up from scratch so that you know what possibly could go wrong, or what you need to make sure that you have ready to go ahead and actually start things. Many times an experienced consultant or developer will use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll use instead the demo data and copy things up. The copy things in as from defaults or from the demo data, because it has a lot of this stuff already ready to go for you, instead of going ahead and needing to go ahead and do it manually. So that's what I normally end up doing. Is I normally go ahead and I use the demo data, have it copy it over, or write a config package to go ahead and get things set up, and then just change whatever the customer needs.
Well, we just got a fun fact.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're gonna have it done by Copilot. Well, it goes as the number series Copilot is in the state of pending from Dmitry Katzin, going into the base product to have Copilot help you with all the number series. Look at that.
Now that's purchase CM. We'll just use that. And we will do today. Come on. I cannot type. Didn't Jeremy say something about that when we started? Come on.
About what?
That I can't type when somebody else is watching?
Well, not many people are watching, just so you know, just a little bit under 20.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this now. Okay, so we have invoices, purchase invoices.
Why did you have to set up the credit memo numbers from?
I did. I didn't do posted though. I should have done posted first. Posted purchase invoice, and then we'll do the credit memo. Purchase credit memo, and then we will do one for perch posted credit memo.
Do you have to set all those up from the beginning, or could we just wait on this until like we have all the other data set up?
Well, we were trying to go make sure that we didn't forget the setup for the posted and purchase, like the purchases and payables stuff.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. Just to go ahead and get this stuff some of this stuff imported, we don't necessarily need to have this ready to go yet. But since we were kind of following along with, I think Jeremy was helping out. What do you think?
Yeah. Thank you, boss.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll let him go ahead and continue doing that then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and this is the posted credit memos. There we go. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the IRS stuff. Background archiving.
Oh, you always worry about the IRS.
Well, yeah. I like archive. I would always archive quotes and archive orders. Mainly because of the fact that does allow you to go ahead and keep a record of what's going on and when. Okay. I'm going to skip the other stuff. We will need to come back to this for possibly the default accounts, but we don't have any accounts in there yet, so you know. Okay, let's go down. Sales and receivables. Okay, we're not gonna, this company is kind of is starting out, so they don't offer any discounts, credit warnings. The invoice rounding is always good. Create item. We can allow them to create items if necessary. Customer name to the entry. Allow tax difference. We're going to ignore that just for right this second. We would. Excuse me. We're going to go ahead and skip the salesperson mention codes and stuff for right this second. Bank deposits. That's okay. Background postings. Nope. This is all good. We don't need to have the job queue taking care of any of this at this point. But customer numbers, we do have customers. And let's see if we've got the quotes in here yet. Sales credit memo, sales orders, sales. Oh.
We do have the customer number series.
Yeah, no, we got that. But I'm looking at quotes here, and
Quote.
it didn't do sales quotes yet. Oh no, there they are. It just hasn't been finished
being
yet.
Constructed as we speak.
Yeah.
Thank you, boss.
It is sales quotes. Blanket order numbers if we're going to need that. No, we'll skip that one for now. Sales orders, sales return order. Oops. Nope, not yet. Sales invoices, posted sales invoices. Sales.
Why is it sales invoices?
Huh?
Nothing. Just my brain is not braining properly. The
Well,
invoice number, is it the purchase invoices or the sales? Like,
run that by me again.
The invoices numbers, which, like, what do they indicate? What exactly, like, are we talking about purchase invoices?
Yeah, look, the invoice numbers are like our sales like the sales invoice. It's that number. Invoice. Yeah, remember there's there's the purchase side of things, and then purchase invoices, and then there's the sales invoices. So when this company goes ahead and sells, a cat toy, or a Jumbone or whatever for doggies, this is the sales invoice numbers are going to be used on that invoice there.
Sorry, just brain did not manage to connect sales and receivables and what we're doing.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Let's see. Okay, blanket. No, he didn't do that. Yeah, okay. All right, let's not use blanket then. That's fine. Oh, I closed it. I'm escape heavy. Okay. Posted. Returned receipt. A reminder. No, okay, we don't have them. Do we have reminders? Okay, we don't have to use reminders right now. Reminders are a great system to go ahead and if people haven't paid their bill and they've got like 30 days to pay it or whatever. Oh, you haven't done that quite yet. Charge. Nope. Don't need to do that. Canceled posted prepayment. We're not going to be using prepayments, direct debit, mandate numbers. Okay, so there we go. That's good. Let's check our archiving. Archive quotes, sure. And then archive orders, yes. Don't have to do the rest of it there. Okay. Let's see. I think that's it for that. Inventory setup. Okay. Automatic cost posting. No, it's definitely not. First in, first out. Yeah. I just want to make sure there's nothing here that we're going to need to go ahead and deal with for right this second, except obviously we're going to need our item numbers. And those are transfers for direct sales. So I don't think we're going to need anything with that really. We're not going to use transfers right now. Inventory picks, all of that stuff is things that we don't really need right this second. So I think we'll be okay there. Payment terms. Okay. This is something that also we're going to need to go back to the client with. I'm going to use some of the kind of like the normal things that I've seen. 30 days, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I guess it's called people call it different things. I'm going to call it these. Balance due is like 30 days. So I think, 30D. 30D. We're not going to give them any discount. Net 30 days. And net. Sorry. Now let's do 60 days. Days for bigger clients. And then we can ask the client if they would like to offer discounts for other things. So, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, payment methods, though. We need that. Oh, they got PayPal on here. Let's see. Wire transfer. Well, most of the time we call it electronic payments. We could also go ahead and say things like credit card in here or other types of payments, but let's go with just electronic and PayPal for right now. Once again, this is a good question that you would want to ask your client. Okay, what kind of payments do you accept? If you have like retail outlets, cash is a valid option here. Okay. I think that's good enough to start to try to go ahead and maybe do get some importing in here. There are things called that are like customer templates and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Customer, vendor, item, contacts. They go ahead and allow you to say when you're creating a new customer, what's the default information that you're going to want to go ahead and generate when you're creating a new customer. But since we're importing, we're going to be going ahead and using like the import functionality to go ahead and build just the general stuff. I think we can just go ahead and skip that for right now and then come back to it when we need to. Although we probably need an item unit of measure, see if the units of measure are set up for units of measure. There we go. Okay. Once again, this is going to be stuff that we're going to need to ask the client to see what kind of items they are, of units that they have or what they sell. But let's go with some just basic stuff. Maybe we do cans of dog, cans of food, or piece. Pack would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Are there gonna be something that's being sold in pounds or in kilograms or?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe they can get kind of like like bulk dog food that they come in with their own container with. That
Mm-hmm.
could be. So let's go with pounds.
Of course.
Yeah, because the U.S. And then because anything else? We could do kilos and stuff like that.
That's what the measurement that most of the world uses.
Yeah, I know, but this is a U.S. based company. They're going to look at the
Of
metric and
course.
go, "I don't understand that,"
I've
because up until I moved to Europe, I didn't quite
I've
get it
heard
either.
American use terms as in 4 baby elephants, so they
Yeah.
would not use kilograms.
Oh, hold on. We need to put
Ah, that's a fluff behind you.
yes. That would be Conrad looking out the window.
A fluff.
Yep.
I love a fluff.
Banana.
Banana. Potato.
Banana. Just because.
Why not?
Okay. So that's good. Okay. So now something that we want to kind of I would mention to the client along with this is that there is an item unit of measure which is actually identified on the item card. But since we are just importing at this point, if I was working with a client, I would go ahead and remind them about that and let them realize and let them know and let them start thinking about it. Of okay, well, if you have these boxes or these types of treats or dog toys or whatever, what is the item unit of measure that you're going ahead and going with that? Can somebody go ahead and buy that particular thing in a box, or is it piece only? That type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So category codes. That's probably not a bad idea to set up at least some stuff. So like what we have here is we could put in, this has also the attributes, but we don't have to really worry about this just yet. Oh, but this would be a good idea to go ahead and do something like this. Parent category. Let's go ahead and maybe do this by animals, like cats.
Dogs.
Cat stuff. And then we can go say, hey, toys. And then, so then we could say, yeah, cats, toys. And then we could go ahead and do new. We'll have a parent category of, oops. Well, I might need to do toys again, but we'll do this one for new parent category. Oh, it's not letting me do it that way. Oh, I know why. That's a little confusing. Huh. Because when you go ahead and you're saying new category, it's looking. Okay. So that's a top level 10. Okay, that looks.
Well,
Oh,
Zuni
go
does
ahead.
not want you to do this.
No. I know what it was doing. It was just being silly.
Yes, let's blame BC.
So new. Now we have the dogs, and now we can say toys.
Okay. No, you cannot.
Oh, it's not going to let me do that. That's really kind of silly.
Okay, all categories go under cat because they're categories.
Funny.
Thank you, Bob.
See, now that's really silly. I haven't worked with attributes and item categories in a while, but that's really silly. If you're going to have categories and allow you to do this, you would expect that the primary key would be, differences there. But it is what it is for right this second. So then maybe we would do a fish.
Fish, as in F.
Dish. Yeah. Could stop. There we go.
In your defense, G can be pronounced as F if you have
Yeah.
an H right behind it.
And then we can say fish. Oops, sorry. Nope, not what I wanted. I needed a new one. And then we can say fish food. And pair category fish. Just that we have some stuff here that we can start going ahead and doing. We could also add like dog beds. On a category of dog. Cat beds, litter boxes. We can go hog wild on that later. But at least we have some categories in there, and we wanted to go ahead and do it. This would also be a great spot to go ahead and put. Remember how we had those while ago? We were doing some of the product posting groups. Product posting groups, and we did the normal and seasonal stuff.
Yeah,
we could also go ahead and use those as categories as well, and organize things up via seasonal items as well. Just idea. I think that's okay. Skip the rest of the templates and stuff like that for right now. But this is where, okay, let's do this next.
Okay, what are we doing now?
We are now going to finally go ahead and hopefully import some stuff.
Yes. Yay. Are we going to get to the fun stuff anytime soon?
Hopefully. Half an hour yet. Yeah, costing method is good.
You're doing a good job in teaching me how to do this thing, but it's so freaking boring.
I'm sorry. No, am I boring to you? Is that what you're saying?
No, the setup is boring.
No, you are absolutely right. Okay, so we can go ahead and set default templates up for this, but let's get it imported just to get this things. No. Yeah. We want to do this because we can always come back and do this again if we need to or if we want to. So hold on, let me get the import and. Oh, I have it open. It's not going to like it if the file's open.
Nope.
Importing data.
Excel
worksheet. Okay. Is corrupted. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Let's take a look at our import file.
Oh no! Oh no!
Let's take a look at it. Let's see. That looks about right. That looks okay. Number, name, search name, account type. That looks all right. Okay. Customers, customer 18. You know what? No, that should be okay. Yeah, see, I'm wondering if I'm noticing here that this one here doesn't have that. No, maybe it does, and I'm just over too far. Yeah, no, I'm over too far. Okay. I've run into this before.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't know why, it doesn't like it. So what we do is I'm going to go ahead and open this file. And let's do a quick compare here to see if there's anything different. Oops, let's just do this, pop that there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not showing you the Excel files here. Give me a second here. There we go. Cool. So, yeah, let me go ahead and move over to the other item. Give me a second. And
The car is back.
Yep, the car's back. I'm just going to go ahead and share that screen rather than just the one item. So there we go. Okay, so what I've seen in the past is sometimes these fields, let me go back over to GL account though. Yeah, see that matches GB, and look over here. GL account, so that looks okay. That's 15. And we have number, name, search name, account type, account category, income balance, debit credit, blocked, general posting type, general business posting. Oops, come on. General business posting, product posting, account subcategory. Okay, so all of those are actually right on.
Mhm.
Okay, let's just check them all, and then we'll go from there. And if we end up seeing, some sort of discrepancy here, that we can go ahead and hopefully fix really quick. Otherwise, if they're the same, here we go.
What have you
We have
found?
when I did it with our template, we have country. Let's see, country region code is there, postcode, but we have no, we've got contact. Never mind. I'm sorry. I got phone number. Okay, that's good. Email, credit limit. Ooh, that might be the problem. We have credit limit
in LCY, but
LCY, and then we have credit limit here.
So it's not okay.
So let's check on that too, and on these, just to make sure that there's nothing else. But that could easily have been what the problem was or is. I don't see. All right, let's save this, and we'll give this another shot just to see if that will work. No. Files in use. Duh. Place the thing.
If you don't close it, I'm not gonna do it.
Which is kind of weird because all you're doing is it's supposed to be reading the file.
Yes, but what if you're editing the open file?
No, it still doesn't like it. All right.
Okay, what's the format of this file? What should this format be?
It is Excel. It's just a standard Excel file.
Okay.
So yeah. So
but are there any specific standards I should look for when I'm doing a migration like this?
What normally happens is that when you click on that download template, it does go ahead and that gives you everything that you need. Now, you and Jeremy, I know, set this up from a different company, technically. Yeah. So it sometimes will go ahead and have an issue with if you're doing it cross companies or different companies.
Well, the chart of accounts we did that from scratch. We did not
Well, yes, but what we're saying here though is that from here, all of this stuff here is like the standard. Oh yeah, that could be. It could be too. This is the standard. This is the standard setup. But sometimes, I know. I see what Jeremy's doing here is that he's going ahead and he's importing this, and he's wondering if it's looking for a number rather than the actual thing there, which is a very valid thing though. So there's income sheet, balance sheet. Yep. And I will just. Yep. Oops. Hold on a second here. I went down too far. And equity and liabilities. Or is he using that as a, no. That could be a good begin end thing too. So we're going to go ahead and go 3, copy these down. Liabilities, I remember correctly, was 2. Yep. 2 costs of goods sold. Now that I'm not sure about. Let's go ahead and see. Do we have that as an option? Oh, 5. Okay. So let's massage this a little bit. And income was what, 4?
See, I have a tiny, tiny feeling that since the numbers you're putting in are going from right to left instead of from left to right, which is something that BC is really, really against. Could that be any different?
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's save that, and I'll close this, and we'll see if it likes that any better. Ah, man. Go away. Not doing that right now. Yeah, it still contains columns that cannot be mapped. It's still. I'm curious. If we look at this, if we look at this one, come on. No, enable editing. Might have a few more that we need to adjust, like debit credit. You know, we can import that with, you know, things. Oh, but maybe it's actually expecting both. Yeah, I think what we're going to need to do is we're going to have to go back and yeah. Yeah, I think what we're going to need to do is go ahead and go back and get this filled in a little bit more in depth, because like debit and credits are going to need to go ahead and have there. But let's go ahead maybe and do both down here. Let's see if that will let us just kind of put in some dummy data and see if that kind of fixes the problem, and get it to import.
There's a number in the account category down there that is missing.
Yeah, I just was going to check that. No, see, but oh yeah. Yeah, I guess it can't be missing too, because it's looking, it says exactly 0. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and say, don't select all, select blanks. It's just fine. Okay, so we're going to set these as, let's just set these as 0 just for right this second. And then I can go ahead and clear the filter. Okay. Yeah, because like the gen posting type also is there. So if we just go ahead and I'm just trying to see if we can, when we do this, that it will go ahead and go, oh, okay, yeah, import. Because like I said, we can always import this information again. Okay, that's just a code 20, so that's fine. It's not going to care. Code 20, that's an integer. So that should be all of that. Does customer have any? Nope, that's just code 10. That's just code 10. That's code 10. Okay, that looks good. I don't think vendor has anything in here that's going to be a option field. Okay, yeah, no, that looks good because I know those are not option fields. No, the base unit of measure. Yep, that's a code, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I think the rest are just weights and everything else. All right, let's try this one more time. And then if not, we'll go ahead and we will try looking at it next. I always do that. We'll get it fixed and we'll go ahead and do the data import next time. I still have it in use, darn it. Let's see if it like.
Come on, baby. Cooperate. Come
You
on.
can do it.
Come on, cooperate.
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So what we'll do here,
Cooperating.
yeah, what
So
we'll
what's
do
our
here.
next-
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What's next now?
Well, I guess what we're going to do here is we'll go ahead and figure out what's wrong with the file, and we'll go ahead and get that corrected, get that imported, and then when we come back Thursday, is it?
Yes.
We'll come back Thursday with it. We'll figure out what the problem is, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Well, we'll figure out the problem off camera, and then we'll get it imported and get all of that set up and sorted. And does that sound good to everybody?
That sounds good to me.
Okay. Well, that was fun. I actually rather enjoyed doing that. We can go ahead and we'll be back here to.
I've never seen this process before.
Okay. Well, it's a good process. Oh,
It's
no. Jeremy said he fixed it.
okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
Let's give it a shot. Let's see. Did you put it in the same folder? Yes, there it is.
Come on, baby, cooperate.
Nah, we'll see.
Yes. Yes.
It just says
will.
reading.
Boss
It does.
worked on this one. It's gonna work.
I'm gonna hold my breath.
It looks like
Oh, no, there it is. Now, if it would have told me what the problem was.
No, I don't wanna.
But
boss worked on it, and it fucking works. So yay.
yeah, but I'm curious of what was wrong, boss.
Boss is
Hi.
back.
I don't have
Well,
my camera
that's
enabled at the
fine.
moment, but
Well,
whenever you're doing like config packages, which this is what it is under the hood, it's a config
yeah, oh,
package,
absolutely.
and things are going wrong. The best thing you can always do with BC is go ahead and just download a new copy because of the
gonna
fact
do
that
that.
yeah, I know you were on camera, so it'd be terrible to do that. So go ahead and just always download a new copy and copy and
Copy and
paste the
paste the stuff
data
in. Yeah,
into the file.
yeah.
And what that'll do for you is it gives you all of the underlying XML correctly. So even though the data appears to be the exact same, the config package engine can get itself sorted out. So,
Yeah, that's
so
that's
there you
where
go.
I was going to go with that because I've had that happen multiple times with config packages. Somebody will go ahead and say, I used the thing that you gave me, but it doesn't work," and you're like,
Yeah.
I know you. Oh, wait a minute. You put colors and crap in here. So copy and
Absolutely.
pasting it to a new one normally can fix the problem. I was just going to try that off camera before we went ahead and did that. But okay.
Yeah, but I think it's great to kind of chat about it on camera because a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
the folks who are
absolutely.
watching this are going to be doing implementations and they're going to like export a config package, send it off to the customer, go, all right, put all your items and vendors in here, and then they'll get it back from the customer and it won't import just like you were experiencing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, what do you do now? Like, how can
Yeah.
you solve it? You can't. You
Yeah.
have there's no feedback there on what was wrong with the file.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
when that happens, just grab a new template copy, copy and paste the data into the new template, and away you'll go. That's all.
Yep. So,
Boss.
okay.
Yeah.
If you remember, Mark, you asked me a few minutes ago to take a small note to
yes.
ask Jeremy about the dimensions and all across the companies and whatnot. Do we?
Yeah, well,
Ooh.
my suggestion would be is that why don't we save that for Thursday? Because
Yeah.
under normal circumstances, when you're dealing with a client, it might be a couple of days until they get back to you on it, or things like that. So that way we could go ahead and
And a very realistic experience is a client goes, "What the heck is a dimension?
dimension."
I'm familiar with 3 of them. What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
So it would probably be worthwhile, and we continue in part 2 to do a
Have
little
that
bit of
discussion.
a review camp on like, okay, looking at Kronos USA, what does dimension give us in like a Kronos environment, so we can see what is the potential value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
So, wow, we get a lot of errors and stuff with this. So,
Ah,
when we go ahead and we pick this up on Thursday, well, let's go ahead and review these errors, see what they are, and we can go ahead and go from there. I will go ahead though. Haha. I
Aha.
I
What
will
have
go
you
ahead and
found?
let me go ahead and export this. No, view layout. No, I can't actually go ahead and like export this. I thought I could. Let's go ahead and say select more. And let's see if it'll let me. Yes, 49 errors, 49 rows copied. I will get that into a separate document so we can go ahead and see what's going on. And we can go ahead and review those errors and then continue on Thursday at 2. So, all right, guys.
easy,
Uh-huh.
easy peasy. It's manual number series
Oh,
on the master data.
yes, it is.
Okay.
So,
Well,
all
since I'm
right.
joining you for outro, for the folks who are joining us today, this is going to be an ongoing series. There's lots of product to cover, and we'll be doing this on Tuesdays and Thursdays, mostly the same time, mostly the same weeks, week after week. We are in conference season, so we'll make sure to keep folks updated if we're skipping weeks, because instead we'll be around and be able to meet and greet. Like Mark, Venus, and I will all be at Dynamics Minds next month in Slovenia at the end of May. And Mark and myself will be in BC Tech Days in Antwerp
Yep.
in June. So there'll be a couple weeks in those periods where if you want to see us do cool stuff, you'll have to come hang out in person.
Sounds good.
Good.
Anything else, guys? Any questions that we've kind of gone over or anything else that you can type in chat and hopefully we'll get it? No?
Well, I'm looking at the chats on the YouTube channel, and apart from the thank yous, we have someone saying Jeremy to the rescue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always Jeremy to the
He's
rescue.
always a good, oh yeah. Just the stupid, like, I earlier this week it was one of those, or no, it was last week. But last week it was like, what is wrong? I don't know what's going on. Dude, you used the wrong variable. Crap.
And it always takes him like a split second to figure out the
Yes,
what's wrong.
it's annoying.
He's awesome, but
Yeah,
it is
he
a bit
is.
annoying.
All
And
right,
bless him,
guys.
boss.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We will see you on Thursday.
Yes. Have
All
a
right.
lovely afternoon, and see you.
Bye, everyone.